Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
What's going on, everybody?
We're here to talk one of our favorite shows. It's Love Island USA. We're on episode 20. This is the Tuesday night episode, night two of Casa Amor. So, Brian, welcome back. I'm glad that the Bergie stands let you out of jail. So, congratulations on
Yeah,
that.
they shut my power off last night.
Yeah, you just gotta watch what you say. And now,
Yes.
especially now, he's gonna be booed up and stuff soon. And I
Give me a
said it.
break.
I said it to my wife too, and I said it to you. And I said if he made it to Kosovo, they were just gonna load him in with mercenaries that were gonna be into him, and whether they mean it or not, they're gonna.
They're not into him.
This dude, he's gonna be safe, dude. He's so safe.
I mean, he's gonna make it. He's gonna make it through the first concept. They're using him as a vehicle,
This dude's probably making it to the end.
dude. I mean, it was. They showed so much of him today, and there's so many comments that were made today that like I was questioning if I'm watching the same show as some of these people that are on the show.
I mean, the commenters, Brian, like, and everything have agreed kind of with your sentiment, though. I mean, you saw my solo review yesterday. Like, a lot of people were just thinking, hey, it's run its course. But I will say, if anything, now, if there are, we're going to see, we're going to talk about this, but if any of these end up being legitimate, especially Allie, I'm not going to hate on the guy
No, I'm
for it
not gonna
now.
hate it, but I don't believe it.
Yeah, and it just shouldn't have gotten this far in this way. Like, should have brought her on earlier then to see how she would have fared if it was like that, right? So we'll get into that. We did get the arrivals of 7 new women. Let's go through the women, and then we're gonna go back, and I do want to talk about what's going on at Casa.
Mhm.
Specifically, it seems like the main character of Casa Amor, Rob the Snake Hunter. We'll get to that.
I just love they don't even call him Rob. He's just the snake man, snake guy.
He's
Love it.
a grown up lizard kid, and we'll get to that.
Hey, did you see his ink? He's got snake tattoos and stuff.
Slytherin, man.
Yeah.
All right,
Fuck.
let's go through it. You ready?
Yeah.
Brian Taylor C. We're getting in bachelor territory here. We're getting last initials.
All of you.
The blonde. We had Naja, 5'1", shorter, darker girl. Ashley, short hair, brunette. She looked really young to me. Like she
Yes.
just very young looking to me. Allie, the blonde from Wisconsin. That's the one that like talked to Bergie and spent some time with him. We'll get to that
Hole in
later.
the China shop.
Taylor, who also expressed physical interest in Bergie. Bergie. Bergie is going to make it very far.
Woof.
We also had Deja. You know, I really have a lot with Deja so far. Johnny, the rug maker and nudes painter. I like that. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I liked Deja. We didn't see a lot of her, but I think Deja from her when they all had like 2 seconds to say what they wanted, she was the only one who's like, I'm from a small town, I'm looking for my match. So like she's actually trying.
Yeah,
I
I
have
appreciate
faith
it.
that she's probably here for the right reasons. It's hard to say on Love Island, but she sounds like based off what she said that she's looking for somebody. So I hope she does. It's not Bergie.
Um, anybody else? Any real standouts there? Anybody you're making any real predictions on as far as the new women and maybe with any of the existing guys? Just off first impressions.
Naja is a KK clone, so it's funny that Keenan just gravitates right to her.
Yeah.
I didn't mention that in my 60 second. It was just so jam packed. I didn't, but like that kind of jumped out at me. Um, I kind of like want to know a little bit more about Ashley because I feel like she didn't get like any screen time
She
until
did
like
not
she's
get
like, oh,
any
I speak
screen
Spanish.
time. No, for sure. I have
But
no notes about her
I'm
besides.
disappointed in the dudes, man. They're all like all sad that the girls are gone, and like Leo's like falling in love, and it's like, okay, my guy, like,
Meanwhile, Cassie's Spider-Man kissing.
yeah, good for her, man.
Remember, we've always said Cassie is probably the one who's been doing Love Island the best. It doesn't mean she's having the most partners. I think she's just being pretty open about it.
Yeah,
Also excited for KK.
yeah,
KK
me too.
is really getting to get after it. And again, she deserves it. Listen, I know I didn't get to talk to you about that one specifically, but like, I don't feel bad for Keenan. Like,
No,
no one should feel bad for Keenan. He's moping
nobody
around
does.
like a
Nobody
sad
does, man.
puppy. He did this, dude.
Nobody feels bad for that guy. That's probably the most consistent thing you can find on the internet is people are either want him gone, sick of him, or they don't. They don't. They're not fans of him. He
I
has no
mean,
allies.
because he screwed up, dude.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
hope
you
she. I
were.
hope. She, I mean, Brandon would be an interesting pick, but I mean, I'd be all for it. Like, do something that actually is gonna make him have hot water, sitting in hot water.
I really like Eddie.
Yeah, I mean, I like all. I think the dudes are. I like the dudes.
Some pretty interesting cats, some mixed things, obviously. Some like more than others, with some a little bit more interesting, obviously. How do you feel about Rob the snake hunter?
I mean, he's just weirdo. I mean,
I just don't like your snake
he's
hunter.
just a little aggressive. I mean, he's definitely way more interesting than a lot of the guys, the main guys. That's the thing. Like this, the dude cast is kind of weak. So you bring these like normal dude, like they seem normal, but like they're a little more interesting than the guys that we see all the time.
No, I agree.
Especially if like half of them are like on boot up. It's like, okay, like what are we doing on the show? Like,
No,
it's,
you're right. I think it totally makes sense. Uh, Rob also did have a frog with Carmen at one point as well.
mhm.
I think she's showing some. I don't know if she's gonna stay. She's a little bit of a wild card for me.
She's annoying. I'm a slow burner. Shut up.
Yeah, yeah. It's just so funny. It seems like years ago where it was justice for Bergie involving Carmen, the perpetration, and like no one even talks about it anymore. It's so great how things
No one
move on in this game.
cares.
In
No
this
one
thing,
cares. It's turned from justice to Bergie propaganda. I feel like I'm watching a World War II movie or something.
I
The
feel like
amount of
you're
shit that
seeing
we
the
see of that
shorts in
guy.
the beginning of a film.
Oh my god. Yeah, you put that in like grainy, like brown and like white, like old
And
newspaper like
listen, you could
clippings.
get the guy with the voice. And today,
Yeah,
Bergie comes again. Will he find his match, or
exactly.
will he be sitting here again with a stupid coral necklace?
Yeah, yeah. Dude, get rid of the shells, my guy.
Buy USO bonds, like like.
Exactly, exactly.
So yeah, we
That's like
get it.
the Starship Troopers voiceover, right? That
Yeah,
guy.
exactly.
The
Yeah.
prop it's dude, it is it's propaganda, man. The amount of stuff we see of this guy, it's insane. It's
So
insane.
where are we heading Thursday? Where is this heading us towards? I looked at the end. The preview. Who said that was my ex?
It's Marco's ex, apparently.
Oh,
What are they doing to this guy? I know people don't like him,
oh,
but
so one of the girls that's already of the seven is his ex.
no.
Oh, a
New
new
person.
one coming.
That's what like kind of annoying me too. Is like, why do the guys have so many chicks?
There's
Like,
so many
is,
options.
is this again and more options for Berg? That's all I'm thinking about is like, why, how are they pushing this narrative onto me? Like, my eyes are sick of watching it. But yeah, why would I don't know why I'm really looking forward. I was hoping they'd pop her up on the Instagram because I want to like I want people I want to read the comments to see if
Oh,
anybody
there it
knows
is. Yeah,
who
Marco's ex is coming. Will he turn heads? Okay, I just pulled up the Love Island app to see
and
what
they
else there was.
what's the poll at right now? It looks pretty close, like
50,
55.
53-9 that he stays with Hannah. 46-1 that it could be trouble. I said he would stay.
Yeah, we need to know why they broke up.
And then who's going to start more problems? Everyone says the boys, like the new boys versus the new girls.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm sorry, I just don't believe when Taylor S is like, I really want to get to know Bergie. I think he's really attractive. And I'm just like, huh?
Yeah. I mean, it's this other one is who's missing his girl the most. It's obviously Keenan. I mean, that's not even going to be close.
Yeah.
Oh, Marco. No, wow. Marco number one, Leo number two, Kenzo number three, Keenan number four.
For what, who's gonna turn their head?
Who's missing their girl the
Oh
most?
yeah, Keenan, I mean, Marco was pretty sad, but
I'm not really sure why. Not because like I feel like he would have to think they would be pretty solid. You know what I mean? They made themselves closed off right before probably like the only couple really to have like a really normal conversation about it. And
yep.
she doesn't seem that. Again, look, this isn't like a saying if you do end up hooking up with someone in Casa Amor that you are slutty or like anything like that. But I don't see her flipping,
No, we barely saw her today.
which means she's probably being boring.
Yeah, we saw a lot of Amani, which I like Amani. It's like
Monty got the snake guy too. He's all over this episode.
yeah, he is. He's slithering everywhere. But I like Amani because she's like actually one of the single ones. So like I'm glad that somebody's actually playing the game.
Can I start call? I'm
And
gonna
she's sucking
start
on
call.
man nipples, dude.
I'm gonna Rob from now on is Tom Riddle for me. So
Okay, I like that. Tom Riddle.
Tom Riddle. So
Yeah,
look out in the thumbnail, guys.
how about Amani just sucking on salty man nipples? That was
I mean, he's sweaty. It's
I know it's just it
freaking
was funny.
Fiji.
It was funny. What a weird dare.
also going to let them take in some of the Bachelor people away who were in Fiji this week too. We'll get to that train wreck later in a review this week,
That
guys.
was when I was glad my power was out after
Like
watching
and
yesterday.
subscribe. Um, yeah. So looking forward to Thursday. So real quick, Brian. Just again, I'm newer on the Love Island. How long is Casa Amor?
I'll probably go to like Friday,
Okay.
maybe Saturday,
And
maybe
so
Sunday.
when do you think we get the like? Are you staying with the new person or coming back with them? Like, what do you think that one is?
It's either Sunday. I think it's gonna. I don't think they do that on Friday. I kind of feel like Sunday they have the big episodes. I'm gonna say Sunday.
Oh my god, I can't wait. It's must see TV. I'm so excited. Make sure you're subscribed here. Also on TikTok, like Brian mentioned earlier in the review, he does 60-second reviews on TikTok. We do that for all Love Islands. We do that for Love and Hip Hop. I've been doing versions of that also for Below Deck, mostly kind of in the kind of news kind of fashion, and they've been doing really well. So we cover it that way. A ton of different videos and playlists. Honestly, too many to list. If you kind of look down there, I did just reorganize a few. They'll be updated again in the next few days for what's most current and also what's our kind of like most well-known franchises that we cover. But continue to help support us on both fronts, and we'll keep throwing out the content. But until next time, for myself and Brian, thank you. Peace. Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co host, Brian.
What's going on, everybody?
We are back to talk The Bachelorette. This is season 20, episode 7. This is Fantasy Suite week. This week, Brian, I'm sorry to report, I think it's continuing the downward trend of the season. We are just now falling into tropes. We are falling into the no-nos, in our opinion, of a lot of the Bachelor franchise. Things like the motorized sports on the dates, which are stupid, and we saw that work out. Things like saying "I love you" to multiple people before, because it's just going to set up yourself for failure. Letting people come back, and we have to see how it goes. But just even this the trope of letting someone you got rid of a week ago be entertaining. Just a whole lot of stuff. And again, no rose ceremony this week, but we did have an elimination, Brian. So I guess it's probably the best topic to start off with. We are now down to our final two, maybe two
Two and a half.
parentheses, three question
A
mark,
two-sided coin.
two, yeah, and a half melted face. Uh, Xavier, Xavier is eliminated by Charity during their one-on-one dinner. Xavier had the best intentions, I guess. He wanted to be fully honest with Charity that knowing that infidelity is one of the things that was a no-no for her. He did want to admit that with his last girlfriend, he did cheat. This devolves into a horrible conversation from both sides that leads to his dismissal. We'll get to hear more from him in the Men Tell All next week. So, Bry, I want to get your reaction to Xavier, the episode as a whole.
Well, I think you kind of said everything. It was kind of the show when it gets to this the less people, I think the less interesting it actually is. And I mean, I think they wanted this to be really interesting, but I didn't find it interesting at all. I didn't find any of that conversation interesting. Like, I understand what he was trying to say. Like, he just kind of said it in a bad way, and it sounded like he didn't plan on it going that way. He was trying to be honest. And I'll tell you what, I'm really sick of, man. I'm so sick of this show, especially. I need a moment. I need to walk away, and
Oh my God.
like, I need to process what you told me. It's like, no, handle it. Say what you want to say in the spot. Say something that might be a little not okay, and it might be better TV. Instead of you going away, you can digest what you said, and then you come back and be like, well, thank you,
Don't be
tell me more
measured.
about
Just be
it.
like, I think you're a piece of shit,
Yeah, say
and
that.
I'm done with you, and you're a dog, and I would never do it, and I could never live with myself being with someone who I know is cheated. Like, just say it.
Yeah,
That's how you
please.
feel. Say it.
They just come back with some PC bullshit.
Like, just be mad. Just be like, you should have
Yeah.
brought this up way earlier. You're an a-hole. And like, honestly, I don't think he's a bad dude.
No, I don't either.
I don't think he thought he was gonna make it this far.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think he did either.
He kept being brutally honest about like trepidation. Just kept it was like our girl from the Juan Pablo season. the musician who literally just kept being like, I hate this. I
Yeah,
hate
she's
this.
still one of the
This
best contestants
sucks.
ever.
And she just kept getting pushed forward.
Because he's like, man, this girl's so real.
She had a cool, there was like Daphne or like, it was something cool. I thought like a classical.
We reference this like probably once every like 20
Once
past
every
episodes,
season. Yeah. Wait,
and we
hold on.
never.
Shout out Charlene. Always have to pause to make sure we give our proper respect to our girl Charlene. Look, there's not a lot to really talk about in this episode, guys. The Doughton and what the hell's his name?
Uh,
What's his name? The tennis dude. Tennis guy. He's not Greg. He reminds me of Greg though.
is it Johnny?
Johnny. Is it Johnny?
I don't. It's some generic ass white name. That's how bad.
After our second pausing now of the episode, we are talking about Joey. And look, guys, we promise, like we're watching, but like it is like
That's how bad it
she's
is,
like,
man.
I really have concerns about like what your uncle was thinking. He's like, yeah, it was tough. It's weird having cameras around your house and your home, but like, I'm totally into it. Well, are you sure? So I was really worried about it. And he's like, yeah. And it's like, okay, cool. Let's go to the fantasy
Yeah,
suite.
she's like, "Are you sure?" Yeah, I love you.
Yeah, stop saying I love you to multiple people.
Do you
It
think she
is the
would have said "I
problem.
love you" to Xavier if he this that conversation never happened?
No, no,
You don't think so? I
no.
think she would have, man. I think
I
she
don't
did would have.
know. I just there was no way in my head that somehow that he was gonna get to that fantasy suite. And he was my pick. He was my preseason pick, and he did
I know,
pretty
dude.
good.
We just literally did a swap because I have Two Face. So it's funny
Yeah,
that
I it's like should he even count? He got eliminated.
he's alive, man.
Yeah, I know, I know, I
He's not
know.
gonna win though.
He's
This
not
guy.
gonna win.
I hope
No,
it's John
it's
Dutton.
probably Dutton. Yeah, it's John Dutton is probably gonna win, which is great. All about it, but
This is my land.
never gonna hear about them ever again though, because it's just so boring. But
Yeah.
sorry. I mean, we can just tell us, and the amount of people even watching comparatively to our other seasons, like the interest just isn't there. It's
Yeah,
all
and
about it's all
why do
Golden
they always
Bachelor.
I'm sorry, but why do they always like whitewash these like the Xavier date where they like do culture and they make it like why do they do that? Do you know do you think about that when we're watching that?
I think it's like patronizing almost in a way.
Yeah, well I don't know,
Like
man.
because it's a black guy, you have to do like the tribal like renewal and like I don't know. Why wasn't Joey on that date?
That's probably do you think that island's where they filmed Survivor?
It's really film everything, apparently. It's from
Jeff's
Love
yeah.
Island
You know
too.
what? I knew this episode was gonna suck because I'm so sick of watching reality TV that's based on Fiji.
Except for
It's
Love Island.
I mean
Well, you're
it's not
getting mad at the Bergie stuff, so you're starting to get mad at
well, I
Fiji.
was talking more about Survivor. Survivor the last few seasons have been terrible.
Oh god, dude, there's just so much going on there. Thanos is gonna show up there one day and just gonna
Yeah,
start stealing the souls
he's
and
the even the
everything.
odds.
Balance.
Perfectly balanced.
Yeah, so look, they've got men tell all, no eliminations next week. Obviously, that might be fun though. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll cover it, obviously. Um, 2 weeks, I guess, finale.
Dude, I don't think so.
That's what I said to my wife. I think they would have said it was the finale.
I thought we talked about this. I think it's 3 weeks.
This is
Maybe
outrageous. It's outrageous. I'm so sick. It's like if I had kids, they'd be back in back in school. Some of you people, if you are fans watching in the South, your kids are back in school right now already, and you're still watching this damn season.
yeah, man. I just
The only thing going on longer that won't die is Stars on Mars.
oh, I didn't watch that last night. I need to watch that. That's something I didn't watch.
Um, yeah. All right, we're here. We'll be here next week for the Men Tell All. We'll be here for the final couple of weeks. We will be here and more amp back up for the Golden Bachelor, obviously. So make sure you stay subscribed for that. Check out our TikTok as well. We're covering everything from Love and Hip Top to Below Deck and everything in between. So follow us, like, subscribe, merch store in the description below. It's going to start getting chilly soon everywhere, guys. It's going to be hoodie and crew neck weather season. Start getting the stuff while it is there. But until next time, for myself and Brian, thank you. Peace.